a split Revenant. Across the map, they try to show presence, but predominantly long, where the double satchel enables the fast peek, but Psy quick to dismantle on the back of this triple setup. No! They have the utility out of the hand, and Whimp finds the opening. This could be a disaster, but before he composes himself.
Poked off, but he's got to make sure he gets this first pick right off the bat. blackhawk now inching closer. And the contact getting nigh, and the player is spotted. Josh's, he's caught with his hands down. The shots missed, but blackhawk still managed to take one out. VibhoRR with immediate trade though, he's gonna back up, play on the contact, and now in the 2v1.
A lot of people could take good example, and Hoax takes good initiative. He gets the double, although the trade goes evenly the other way, and Revenant having an equal chance to fight back. These trades, they actually are a big W for Revenant. A lot of damage, or even get the safe plant towards A. Well, they get the plant, they get the moolah. It's all about how much more blackhawk can get in the bag now.
Decent chunk of damage done though. So blackhawk, if he's able to get even one more gun, might just be able to secure it. This is the buy round though for Revenant right here, and they've got to make the stand. The defense where we expect both of these teams to be much better off, but already Joshua, she's picked one off. The trade's coming through though for God's Rain, and they're able to hold on. But while the plant does go down, vibhoRR comes through from long and denies. And suddenly the tables have been flipped. The attackers in the site and the defenders towards long and hookah, just trying to hold it down. 3v3 on the map, and God's Rain in a slightly better position, at least in terms of utility. They've got the recon to try and set up Hoax for success, but it's all about that 1v1. Whimp caught off guard with nowhere to go. He sets up the fall line and instead focuses in on his teammates. They pick out two, and just like that, Revenant able to shut down this round. Towards the A site, they've decided to change the plan. Now heading on towards this site, but it's all about the bait, but they still read into it. They shut them down. One tap got with one, and Ching follows up immediately, and Revenant, they're picking up the pace. A simple plant and likely a simple round here, OJ.
Exactly. As soon as that player peeked to his shot, they knew exactly what he was setting up for. And I think that's something that the full commit.
30 seconds left.
Still playing it slow though. They recognize it's an eco. They're expecting the aggression, but God's Rain unwilling to deliver. Instead, they've got the hero Vandal holding it down. Hoax, he picks up one, but immediately gets traded out, and on the back of the Nightfall, they should be able to pick up the site.
They don't know. They don't know the presence to his lamps. Oh, if Ember was able to deny it, could have been a play. KnightRider, all he's left with is the ability to fall back if things start getting messy. And one tap card. Oh, he comes in instantly with a showstopper. Hoax tried his very best to outmaneuver him, but of no avail. The Astral Wall is brilliant. There's no way that God's Rain dare to push this. The plant gonna be stuck, and the man disadvantage on the retake. God's Rain, especially with that operator, might have their reservations on this, but KnightRider still finding that pick towards lamps. That is criminal, and he's punished, rightfully so. It's all left on the Ember, and I think he's bit off far more than he can chew.
Still though, 1v3 with nowhere to go. He's got to just attempt. He's got to try. Can't really go for the save with nowhere left to place. Finds the flick, and yet another Ember turns the tables around. He's not got much time though, so goes down the defuse. Will try to
exploit it at the moment at least. One Tap God's really been feeling it with his accuracy, so he doesn't mind holding these angles. But for you at home, you don't have the accuracy that he has. I suggest maybe just easing it out on it a little. One Tap God nonetheless has a lot of utility to flush and force this fight, although Hoax meditates that thought and goes a step ahead. Takes that fight, takes that frag, and makes this a doable clutch if Ember wants to maybe invest his ultimate, which he's gonna conserve for a round that's more likely for them to win.
The Arcane Sheriff in the hands of Ember. He's able to now upgrade. Get himself that Vandal online. If they're able to get themselves on the side, the Orbital Strike to deny the post plant could most definitely be a plan. Still though, playing it slow. They've first got to consider with Josh, yes. They're trying to bait him out. Oh, but they don't know about his presence. Much more left in the hands of Revenant, and they're happy to wait it out.
At least that flash did give them
Oh,
information,
Ember.
although this aggressive play could work. No, Ember almost let that go!
Spike down.
But he recovers, he recoups, and he delivers them to their coffin and their maker. Two-man advantage so far. vibhoRR now committing the push from hookah. Whimp is out of
One
the
enemy
equation.
remaining.
Individually, Revenants are forced to take fights. Which, hey, they've been winning out for the majority of this game. Sadly, this is not one instance.
Yeah, God will actually thank his stars. Yeah.
Exactly.
Blessing in disguise. He's able to dodge the nades out. That's what you call tactical whiff, you know.
Yeah, close range though, and KnightRider still has no inkling about Psy's positioning. Actually, that's Ching. Psy pushed through lamps, doesn't pan out. Ching with the double holds his teammates back. The fact that Ching exited showers, cleared showers and lamps by himself in and of itself is a stretch, considering there were players who entered in through short. So, doing a lot for his team at the moment. Not only giving them the advantage, but setting up so much crossfire for this post plant.
Whimp's got his eyes set on the flank, but he immediately gets shot down. And now the Toad they're forced to deal with, but the backup is profound. Ching, he managed to shot with the burps. Lovely with the humor. But a nightmare all the way around. Ching looking to make his mark, but this time Psy in this aggression, he's shut down. Ember though. The nifty trade, he's going to be able to back all the way up, and so far so good for God's Reign in their eco, but Ember finds yet another. He's not had enough.
Yeah, this round's starting to get a little too sweaty, right? They didn't expect this to go this way, and they have to deal with this thing on the fly. Now KnightRider not only has the revive, but he has timing and positioning at the utmost essence. I think they just about expected him, but Josh has caught in transition. There could be the possibility of a bait res. The man disadvantage and Revenant slowly but surely the desperation will start to seep in. Oh, the frenzy! You wouldn't assume that it'll betray the teleport. They do not want to give the audio cue that they're going to make it this quick, although the utility still leads the way for Psy. Ching trying his very best to hold the 4 on his own, leaves us all under the hold hands of blackhawk. 1 versus 2, repositions back towards Octagon, and I dodges that flash, so less information for God's Reign to work on. They do have audio cue, however, no star. He needs to be the star himself, but the double.
And let's have 2 people rotate towards B, which gives you an option to pull off a 2v1. But hey, too many mind games to talk about as the pace being picked up now. Revenant trying to force down long, but instead they're flashed out, they're pushed back, and vibhoRR commits to the action. He's picked up a double. Make sure that Revenant understand down long there's going to be trouble.
Fight still forced, however, from some opportunity for Revenant to claw their way back from what seems like insurmountable odds. And John's found a way to sneak through. I don't think he would have eyes on Ember's position, so Blackhawk is still very much at risk. Oh no! He plays it silent, he plays it deadly, and Ember now put under a lot of pressure. Josh, however, still. Oh no, Josh!
Wow.
His spider senses are tingling, and for God's sense, their odds of winning this round are dwindling. There needs to be some better way for them to approach this. And they have the showstopper alright, but I think the show's already been stopped and it's a Revenant highlight reel at the moment.
1 flash available on vibhoRR too, so it can just be spot out with the flash, hit with the showstopper, but they decide to commit their way through instead. Josh, with a lick and a flick of the wrist, makes his way out, and with just that flick, he's able to shut them down. Finds a 3k, but vibhoRR with the trade. Now gonna hold on the defuse. Full available though, but the half diffuse stuck all the way through.
Timing.
Look.
Gods showing that even they can bleed, and now hemorrhaging internally in terms of rounds in the first half, and the party out from 1 tap. God, no vision, no kill, no luck, my friend. Josh yet again dodging utility like an absolute Chad. Cue the highlight music already, man. This guy has made a heck ton of difference, and there's a lot more that he can still do.
Starting to devolve into a brawl though, yet God's Reign able to hold it down. It's again KnightRider's op leading that charge. He's picked up 1, and with a couple following through, Psy, he's turning up the pressure. 5v2 now on the map, and God's Reign with a broken buy in the right position to pick them off. Blackhawk and Whimp strike through in cohesion. And now suddenly God's Reign might be in trouble. But the judge
Found as much value with the headhunter as he has with the... Oh no! What the hell?
What?
Holy moly! That is a PTSD-esque way to go down. God, anybody would be traumatized. And Psy trying his very best to hold on for his life, to hold on for this round.
And this time though, trying for a hookup push, they catch Psy out and double down and shut KnightRider down. Now they'll just back up. They've got the man advantage, and considering that it is God's Reign's eco, should be a simple one for Revenant.
Exactly. And Josh S is so confident in his headhunter that he... Okay. Starting again, CA. It's...
Yes, the OG curse.
Okay, now at least they get the spike down here. God's Reign. With Hoax playing this aggressive and him still having the paint shells. If he disengages from a fight, it'll be a power move. But rather than forcing the fight, he throws in the paint shells and delays the inevitable, which was his death and I think the conversion.
Down coming through. Josh's instead electing for a Vandal instead of the op coming through, so should instead now have the money to go for a double Vandal. So while he does have the investment in this round, they are effectively playing that bonus and the aggression very much profound, still trying to get one tap God into an advanced position, but this time Josh's, he gets shut down. And while Revenant, they've taken a large portion of the map, they force the attackers into a weird position. Look at Hoax, he sneaked into elbow, and now Ching, he's confused. He has to look too long, look to CT, too many angles, but he still managed to hold it down.
Finally, Hoax coming in from elbow clears out that position. And now, they're still taking their time with this rotation. I'm a little concerned for them. The only thing that's kind of being a saving grace right now, CA, is the fact that they still have the opportunity to use the teleport, especially considering the fact that the 3 players of Revenant right at the doorsteps of B. Rather, they choose on the commitment. Now the retake, the utility dumped on the faces of Revenant, yet it is of no avail whatsoever. The man disadvantage for Revenant and the close peek. Blackhawk, this is brilliant positioning and brilliant range to make the Spectre
let go of those positions. He's gonna make sure they feel the pain. Eat them up! But Josh is this time not able to get away. Psy finally finds his vengeance.
I know, right? Nice to see Psy getting back not only his vengeance, but hopefully a little bit more of a good time after a round like this. Again, if you're a player like Psy, if you're a player who likes to feed off confidence, it's on rounds like these where you're looking to gain them. Although one tap God, I mean, sure, he used the showstopper there, but more importantly, he finds that crucial frag. That one weapon picked up might enable them to do a whole lot more damage. And for God's Reign, it's very important for them to win this round in somewhat of a clinical fashion. They've walled off the defender rotation, so with the amount of distraction you buy towards defender spawn, it's gonna enable one tap God to be far more lethal as he tries to emerge from hookah himself.
Like you said though, this round crucial for God's Reign. Not just close down the score line, but also build up their own economy, put them in a comfortable spot, and they're looking to play it safe. A crossfire down in hookah while KnightRider delays the CT push. And with one tap God being shut down, all eyes focused on now defender's side spawn. The time running out, RNT just playing it out, hoping to get some exit frags, but piece by piece they are getting shut down. Hoax though getting a little too overeager, might get taken out, and while he does find one, they said though the ultimate's coming online as a showstopper.
Oh, no!
But Hoax is stopped off, and he finds the double. And instantly there's trouble for Blackhawk in this site. He has nowhere to go, but the fall line coming through to help him out. Gets a 1-for-1 and stabilizes it for the side of Revenant. But in a 2v3, especially with the op, this retake's so damn difficult now.
But with Josh S, nothing is impossible. Shown us that in the past, might show us this in the present, although Whimp instantly removed from the battlefield. Leaving solitary sniper. Ooh, what a flick!
Wow.
What a shot! And there still stands a chance side, the jump classic. Pushes the entirety of God's Reign towards this B side, where 3 players lie in wait. Mind you, there's a very scary player into its hookah. They've not cleared one tap God though. No.
What?
One tap God! Where's the one tap? God.
One tap, not more like. The way it started off, Joshua is draining so much utility. 2 Prowlers, the Boom Bot, as well as the Seas. But they're happy to invest all that just because they have the Nightfall, and barely the Haunt, it spots Joshua's out. Oh no, he's at Joshua, he's pushed long down. He's giving all the information his team needs. And because of that, Revenant just able to back off. They're happy to give the plant because they have their own Nightfall to play on that retake. Revenant.
Nice opening though, one tap got towards Shars and Whimp finds another on a KnightRider. Hoax, the only one who's been able to find anything for God's Reign to work with. The white swing, it's still of no avail though on the re-engagement side. 2 players staring him down from heaven as he sent down the depths of hell. God's Reign, their reign in the second half looks to come to a momentary finish unless Ember pulls off the play of his life. Phenomenal one tap on a Josh S, and he's individualizing some.
I'm confident he just doesn't move away despite a flash, despite a Prowler, and that is opportunity for them to punish, but the crunch coming down. Hoax, he completely misses, and that's a nightmare that he doesn't want to relive. The Nightfall now coming down, and God's Reign, they're getting sandwiched. vibhoRR left all on his lonesome in this 1v4, and gonna take the TP but walk straight into the hands of this oh so confident topper. So land his first shot. But he's not gonna give vibhoRR the opportunity to turn this around. vibhoRR still managing to find one. Will be able to sneak his way into sight, but Josh Ash, he's
gonna be the man to not only trade you out but buy you a little bit of time to reposition. Nonetheless, talking about position, they're not going to be able to get any bit of it, God's Reign, at least for free. Because look at the amount of utility they have to walk through. Oh no, it's like walking into a blender, and they've just been juiced out of existence. Revenant
avoid the opper altogether, and God's Reign now trying to do exactly that, but it may be too little too late. The Seekers though, he spots out the aggressive pushing. He still manages to pull one back. God's Reign now trying to force their way through into this side, but they're walking into a choke point.
Genuinely had to hold my stomach and my chest at the same time. Map, which is not their map pick, out this in a dominant fashion. The fast dash, one tap got not able to make that connection work, although blackhawk from range finds that kill.
Weird dash, no less too. Trying to potentially catch one guy out, expecting that solo push towards V-Long, but instead it's a 3-man proactive play. They're able to instead rely on the Astra KJ to hold this A side down. But KnightRider now setting up on his look. He's managed to chunk Ching out and will be able to open up this site for the plant. Whimp though with the Nano Swarm will not be able to deny the plant, but does a small chunk of damage to the board. Still 5v3 on the retake, and for God's Reign it's all about re-aggressing and nullifying that man advantage down. But the trade's still coming through, and now Whimp on that site, while he will get taken out, it's a simple matter for one tap God to trade him out. No stars available for Ember, and with 4 HP, an impossible task.
The only counter you have to that is just come swinging off the gate from since the first, second, and take that fight raw as it comes. Eats a bullet. Oh, he gives one back as well for breakfast. Ha! Whimp. That was not the way he saw that transpiring.
But they're able to use this Killjoy very well to make sure that they're able to fluctuate their way around until he gets shot down. So now, without that Killjoy, they're gonna have to split up, and that does give the opportunity to Hoax and vibhoRR, the Sheriff carriers, to try and find a pick of their own. Still 4v4 on this map, with Sai's early kill being taken down, leaves blackhawk in a bit of a weird position. When the Spectre run and gun, the spray and pray, it works out in their favor. One tap God though caught fumbling and floundering. He gets shut down, and that's a weapon recovered for KnightRider, a bulldog in their hands.
Whenever there's a Sheriff, one tap God has the
leading the charge, trying to find his way around and making sure that he doesn't get flashed out. He spotted out Ching, and he manages to take him down. Josh's position known as well. He spotted out and now caught with nowhere to go. Josh is just trying to get himself out.
difficult situation nonetheless for one tap God, but he still manages to jiggle between the angles and find himself a kill.
Ooh.
God's Reign, they've been trying to trade off each other and they've been trying to negotiate the advantage, but it's gone the other way and it's nullified real quick. 2 versus 2. The spike being planted and KnightRider planted in position as well with the operator. Holds his breath, holds the angle, but not able to hone himself to get that shot. It's all now left on it.
Yeah, and again, the bonus not being played there for Revenant. The actual investment, which means they're now stuck on the eco. Inside with a key flick, he's able to shut one down immediately. The nade coming through, and it has been that managed to get traded out. The showstopper
from the grave.
While he's taken out from the air, one tap he takes him down.
Oh, that thing it almost found the kill. Ember 5 HP and he survives. Finally gets healed up. They do not have the weaponry here, Revenant, but what they have is still an opportunity. Claim a round which they have no business coming close to winning. God's Reign recognizing that their plans have been foiled, try to regain composure, but they've slowed themselves down for, I think, what's going to end up being their own detriment. Sai, he leaves the angle at the worst possible time. Ching not going to show face. It has to be Whimp who finds the kill. Luckily, he finds himself that frag, as he had himself that sheriff to work with. Ching up close and personal, 33 HP on vibhoRR, so he needs to spam that bot ASAP. He has Ember to try and support him though, but it's the rest of Revenant crunching from that back lines, so utility could be used to halt this push. Ember just dancing between the bullets. Ching might just need a little bit of luck and fortune to go his way if he needs to find the opening here. And mind you, Whimp having that operator might just want to throw it out of the map and not give it back to God's Reign. He finds himself the frag. He finds himself with the opportunity. Shorty up close and personal, but he's confused with the weaponry. Tries to hold the angle and Ember just jiggles between.
God's Reign, they hold it down. 2-2 on board now, and all of that damage in the eco, it has hurt God's Reign economy to a certain extent. Hoax now relegated to a bulldog, but they've got the ultimates to play. The Cosmic Divide now coming down, but immediately the lockdown traded out to try and deny. They're still committing to the plant though and the Nightfall to make sure they back off, but will they get enough time to get out of the lockdown? A couple of them detained, but the backup there to make sure that this is basically a bait. Revenant now with the opportunity to hold down the defuse, they just don't care. The C's coming through as well, but the gravity well denies it altogether. Revenant is still able to pick up the frags.
And not lose a single member.
3-2 on board. And again, these close rounds going down to the wire have devastated both teams' economies. God's Reign not with much options in this round, and Sai just looking for a white peak, he gets shut down. Joshua's happy to pick up that operator despite not necessarily having the agent to do that. And with the nano swarms, he's able to slow them and shut them down. Just like that, 3-2 on board. Revenant in a great spot, OG. And at this point, it's all about building that momentum, building that lead, and building that economy. But again, we're both able to inflict a teensy bit of damage just to slow it down.
Yeah, one tap God finds himself the close.
Doing that pistol, an aggressive push towards B long to deny that early presence from God's Reign. But KnightRider on that lurk, he shuts the Astra down. And with this Whimp under a lot of pressure, he has nowhere to go. The C's likely to spot him out. Wait, it didn't? Okay. The C's are a complete fail for the Nightfall. An early investment and the lurk for Sai shut down. They will be able to get the plant, but not for too long. And actually scratch that, not even that. And I mean, they're able to retake the site before God's Reign even are able to set down this. Just because of the sheer utility and the might. A lot more defaulty approach in this round though, and that might just be the answer to try and drain the utility early, but it's a little scary. Ember all on his lonesome, he's gonna get shut down. That's not where you want your Astra to be.
I know, right? And Joshua is just bunny hopping his way into that angle. Be elated at the fact that he did not succumb to death. Gets the kill with the turret. Reveal quickly disposed of, but KnightRider well set up for that peek. Whimp position given away by the Prowler. In fact, he's eaten as well, so it's possible for KnightRider to force the issue. But with 4 bullets in the chamber, he looked to make each of them count. Well, now he certainly can. At least Hoax has his teammates back, denies Whimp's aggression. And now it boils down to the man advantage. God's Reign might not have the weaponry, but they sure do have the manpower. And Hoax deleting Ching, trying to sneak his way in towards elbow. He gets an elbow. blackhawk left with an all to do. Nice shot on the side. A brilliant clutch now, paving the path to success for Revenant Esports as blackhawk cuts audio and cuts the hopes.
Hot. Now they've set up KnightRider towards B long with that operator. But in the midst of that, Revenant, they've taken control of mid top. A 1-for-1 trade though, and still in favor of Revenant because they're able to hold down that mid angle. And while KnightRider is slowly but surely lurking his way up, mid control so key for on this map because they're able to easily set up the flank. The revive will finally come out, but the Seas, oh, it misses out. And will make sure that now God's Rain can use that man advantage to just force down the B side. Use KnightRider.
Look on look action though. One tap God, here is this coming, and there's no cover now for God's Rain on their entry towards the B side. Whimp getting ready with the lockdown. There's no utility that God's Rain has to force this utility out. They walk into their deaths. The board's down. God's Rain, things are looking terrible in their opportunity for them to win a round like this. The close angle held. Josh S gets deleted by Psy on his close range swing. It's still though a hard fight for them to force considering their positioning. They just
likely be a simple round for Revenant to pick up.
Bomb grenade out.
Steps, but the setup that he might walk into could be gruesome. Or it's just being as patiently as humanly possible. He's just that box chilling, yo. Vibes. Lag out? Or is he playing anti-flash? I don't think there's a reason for him to play anti-flash because Josh
I think all of them lagged out. Yeah, they're all in the boot camp, so I think the entire boot camp just
not like this.
I think that's
Revenant are like, bro, where are they? They have only pistols. Why aren't they coming to fight us? Little do they know. Little do they know everyone has become a turret.
Placing sentry.
This is where you knife them just for the memes.
30 seconds left.
No, that'll be a little too cruel, see. I think you reserve knife for moments where you earn it, you know?
It's nice for fun though too. But hey, fun fact for the players as well as for all of you guys. You can find out that they're DC'd right now. You just press tab, and if their ping is not fluctuating, they're DC'd. If their ping is static, stuck on a certain point, they're not in the game.
Enemy down.
Come on,
I think they just found out now.
got the showstopper to play with, and with blackhawk just 1 point away from that nightfall to be able to focus in on that. God's Rain though, they're trying to push this A side down. A fast A split coming through, and Sai, he's picked up one. The dagger's now coming out, but he drops down to the earth. Whimp, he shuts them down. Ember though, with the immediate trade as God's Rain, they force this side down. But one tap God denies the plant, and it's basically a 2v2 now. The Cosmic Divide just to buy some time.
They know exactly where Ember's placement is, however. What they do not know is the position of KnightRider. They need to play this brilliantly off each other. Plant forced down. And Ember is just trying to play off KnightRider's contact. He's gonna watch the right side swing and allow KnightRider to focus all his efforts towards denying the first cross. Here's Josh S, but no position for him to even try and make a little bit of space. Ember is essentially stuck, and one tap God knows it. Hence, he's being very thoughtful with how he forces the fight. Now it's a set book. KnightRider just needs to try and play discipline here. Jump peek, pre-fire. Very good first half from Revenant. God's Rain still have this in the realms of possibilities. I think vibhoRR would have wanted to play a little bit around with his wall, but not the case whatsoever. Oh, close range, the slow up sets the speak up perfectly for Hoax, who has a Spectre, but he doesn't feel content in forcing a fight like that. Rather, walks into the astral wall, and blackhawk sends him to meet his maker. Lockdown though, it detains 2 players from God's Rain, and Revenant are trying to force the issue. Luckily, Ember right around the corner to try and provide cover, but Whimp forcing his issue through halls finds Sai. A crucial pickoff as they remove a big piece out of the God's Rain puzzle, and that KnightRider doing his very best to still find the opening. And hey, the time has been such a problem that they've hoped that the silence sells a fake. Not the case. KnightRider tries to provide cover, but Ember going above and beyond. The triple kill as he gives his team the overwhelming advantage. The operator from KnightRider. Oh! Or he could try playing bait of the main aggression. Spotted. And Ember needs to run into the smoke to avert disaster. The Prowler giving away his whereabouts, and Ember dealt with clinically. Revenant find the entry, but they don't manage to convert that entry into a plant just yet. Whimp keeping things interesting, however, ends up finding a very crucial frag on his side. I think that was all the way towards Art. And he retains a little bit of map control and real estate for Revenant, which is more than enough for one tap god as he's sent on a killing spree all the way towards Flowers. He's handing Flowers and he's dancing like a really kind of opportunity to gain momentum. The max tail risk is maybe around. That's for later to come. Josh S. Quick breach in towards the side and the double satchel on the entry. Still not dealt with. One tap god finds the kill on Sai. They're trying to play close from cover as they hope for a good fight. Ching with the Marshal is quick on the deny. Mind you, if you're a little newer to Valorant, the Marshal on a round like this where your adversaries lack armor is essentially like an operator.
For God's reign, it's just about taking it piece by piece. If they're able to build up this by round, build up to the operator, maybe they can just find some relief. But the flash with the curveball just too strong. We still get a 1-for-1 trade, and Joshua, he spotted out. God's reign, they're able to hold down the site. Ember holding on to his position, but trying to switch through him.
Oh, he finds himself the triple with the Sheriff, dude. Cool kids. With cool guns, doing cool things. And now a calm and composed after plant as well. KnightRider can wallbang this position, but he opts to go in the wide swing. Beautifully reads Whimp. 35 HP. Whimp so close. And KnightRider. You have to run back, CA. This is it.
Face your fear.
Double satchel. One tap god. Quick to find his way towards Halls, but that Prowler alongside the... Wait. Did he walk into Whimp's swarm? Well, Whimp might have killed his teammate with the swarm grenade, but he kills two opponents, so he's kind of made up for one tap god's death.
Spike planted.
At this point, Whimp is just flexing, yo. I think Whimp is like, dude, I can kill them without you, so let me kill you first. Raj.
Enemy punished.
All on Ember. Try and keep the hopes of God's reign alive. And not give Revenant the opportunity for in the upper bracket final. Right. Good on the adjustment, but it's KnightRider who deals the damage. Revenant, they walk in to what was an identical setup from them, in fact, in the first half. So it's funny that they fall prey to their own medicine, but hey, one ultimate for changing the course of one round, I think that's a little too much, and anyone with basic economic skill and what we've already seen today. Astral Wall enables them to get the plant and to play very passive off the bat of a long-range retake. Showstopper removes Ember from Halls, and this is a problem. They've lost their only bit of cover that they have to fight with. They have to force the fights now. They have to find what little now they can redeem, but it's of no avail. What can do with the star plate?